I'm Biernacki. Today I'm going over the best topical prescription medications for your toenail fungus and the best oral medications. Do you take the creams? Do you take the pills? Do you do home remedies? Do you do the laser? We're starting now. Toenail fungus is caused by a lot of different things, but the dermatophyte fungi, these are the most common type of fungus that can cause toenail infection. They thrive in warm, moist environments like sweaty shoes, public showers, walking around barefoot. Husbands blame their wives, and their wives blame their husbands. It's a vicious cycle, so we're here to stop it for you. There are 6 types of toenail fungus. Number 1, this is called onychomycosis, and it usually gets underneath the toenail. So it's under the toenail, not on top in most cases. The most common is distal subungual, so it just gets under the front of the tip. Number 3 is superficial. So this is the one that's on top. This is the more rare, common type. Number 4, new endonyx. This is new. It's just white patches on top, fairly rare. 5 is proximal subungual onychomycosis. That means it gets jammed and some type of pus or fungus gets underneath. And 6 is really bad, total onychomycosis. That's basically if you have diabetes that's under control. But almost all of it, I'd say 90% plus, is the distal subungual. You can also get yeasts and molds. These can infect the toenails, particularly in people with weakened immune systems. So if you have diabetes, blood flow problems, if you're older and your immune health is decreasing, these are things that can cause it. There's also environmental factors, so walking barefoot in damp, wet areas, swimming pools, gyms, showers. This increases the risk of fungal nail infection. And also, people get blamed on poor foot hygiene. So this is lots of thick, dry skin. If you have athlete's foot, your athlete's foot fungus can into your nail. And if you have nail fungus, your nail fungus can get into your athlete's foot. It's a vicious cycle. I've had great videos on athlete's foot, but essentially athlete's foot is thick, flaky skin. It can sometimes look like chalky powder. That is ripe for fungus, for bacteria, and even viruses that can cause warts. So here's some different pictures of athlete's foot. It's only a matter of time until that athlete's foot fungus bacteria starts to crawl underneath the nail. Then you develop different types of onychomycosis. The nail gets thick, and that's why it stays permanently. That's why people can't get rid of this darn fungus. One thing that I see a lot is tight footwear. If you have a lot of pressure on your toes, if you have squeezing and rubbing, essentially the toenail can rip up and down on your toes. So when you're walking and your toes pressing, your nails kind of flapping up and down, and the layer between your toe and your toenail rips apart. Thick scar tissue and callus grow in between. So take a look at this microscope slide. On the bottom, you can see the blood vessels, but on top, there's the callus layer where blood vessels do not penetrate. As a result, you do not have immune system there. That gets underneath your toenail. So your toenail lays on top of that. And if you have bad biomechanics, if you're a runner, if you rip your toenails up and down in tight dress shoes, tight heels, if you've put on weight, there's more pressure on your nails, and that callus develops underneath that big toe, the other toes, and that's where the fungus, bacteria, and viruses love to get in. And because there's no blood vessels, there's no immune system. The blood vessels can't penetrate, the nail's loose, now your immune system can't get there. It's a vicious cycle, so that's another big cause. And when you combine that with age, diabetes, circulation, did you know 30 to 40% of America is now pre-diabetic? Calories are going up, processed diets are going up. Fungus loves that blood sugar. And as a result, blood flow is decreasing. As we get heavier, your heart is less able to get it to the edges of our skin. So that's especially our fingers, our toes. It's getting worse, unfortunately. This is the microscope slide again, but take a look at this blood sugar. If you are a diabetic, your blood sugar makes it into that skin periphery. So that blood sugar makes its way into that callus where fungus love to eat it. But guess what? The blood vessels do not penetrate into that callus. So sugar can diffuse there, but your immune cells don't circulate there. So look who moves in. Friendly mushroom right there. That's your fungus. That looks like a Toad from the new Mario Brothers movie. I went to go see that with my kids. It's actually the first movie they've seen. I've got 4 kids, so they're very young, but they love that Mario movie. And what is toenail fungus? It's changes in nail color. The nail can turn yellow, white, brown. It can detach. It can get very thick. It can start to feel brittle or crumbly. There's a lot of fungus underneath the toenail that you can usually see. The nail gets distorted. It develops a curve, so it's not flat and smooth and thin like it used to be. You could even have a foul smell, but most commonly toenail pain. You can get pain, ingrown toenails. This is very uncomfortable. I see this a lot. There's a lot of great options. Like in our office, we have the laser available, we have creams available, we have medications available, and there's also home remedies that can be great. We go over a list of all the things you can do, the top home remedies, things you can do at home before you have to try medications. Check that list down below. But right now I'm going over the best medications out on the market. The first thing I like to do is talk about oral medication. Oral medications, I don't prescribe these as much as I used to. There are some pros and some cons, but the most popular one by far is terbinafine or Lamisil. Lamisil, a lot of people have heard of that. It's highly effective for many fungal strains. It has a shorter course of treatment than other medications, about 12 weeks. 12 weeks of taking this pill. It's generally well tolerated by patients, but the cons are it can cause liver damage. It requires liver function tests. You have to check the liver function before, during, and after to make sure the liver enzymes are not rising in your blood. There's a potential for side effects like rash, gastrointestinal upset. For me, I don't like to go with oral medications unless everything else fails because there is a risk of these side effects. Number 2 is itraconazole or Sporanox. This is kind of like Android versus Apple. They're both big. You both have their lovers on either end. With itraconazole, this is a broad spectrum antifungal. It's useful in sick or immunocompromised people. It's effective for a lot of fungus infections, but it can interact with other medications, the potential for heart failure medications, and it requires monitoring of these liver function enzymes. Number 3 is diflucan or fluconazole. So this is very common for yeasts, especially if female patients have yeast infections. Diflucan is very common. And at the same time, you notice your toenail fungus clears up. Can be less effective for a lot of different types. There's also potential for liver toxicity with long-term use and some drug interactions. I'm going to talk about my pros and cons of these oral medications, but I personally lean away from them. Let's talk about the best toenail fungus topical medications. Number 1 is Penlac or cyclopirox. Cyclopirox is one of the common ones I go to. This is essentially a nail polish. It's used for superficial or mild infections. This can be very effective if you do the 3 big secrets I'm going to talk about at the end. It has minimal absorptions into your bloodstream, so it's very safe otherwise. The cons are it's less effective for severe or deep infection. It only really gets the skin or the top of the toenail, and results can take a long time. Now, the tricky part is a nail can take a long time to grow. I'll tell you how fast and how slow at the end. Number 2, efinaconazole or Jublia. Jublia is very well marketed. It used to be very expensive, but covered by insurance. You know, that's how the game goes. It's very effective against a lot of fungus, but it is extremely expensive, daily application, and potential for some local irritation. Number 3 is Caridine or Tavaborol, a newer topical solution designed specifically for toenail fungus. It penetrates deep into the nail. It's applied to the toenail. It has better penetration than the other ones, but again, very expensive, a prescription medication. Number 4, Laceril. This one I'm not too familiar with because it's not approved in America. This one is more in Europe. This can be effective for mild infections, but for my European watchers here, this is the one that's available for you. It's kind of the counterpart to Jublia and Caridine in Europe. Here's the ones that are very easy to use and the ones you can get at the store. Number 5, terbinafine or Lamisil. This is much more common. I like to go with these simpler ones because the downside is they don't penetrate into the skin, but they cost like $5 at the grocery store and they are effective. They're good for skin-based fungal infections. So if you also have athlete's foot, you can rub it on your nails, the bottom of your foot, your dry skin, but it's not as effective for the deep nail infections. But I'm going to show you a trick on what to do later. Apply it to the affected area. You got to use it every day. And number 6 is ketoconazole 2%. The pros are just like the Lamisil topical cream. It's broad spectrum, very effective, doesn't get into your bloodstream, very little side effects, widely available $5 at the store. But the downside is it doesn't get down deep into the nail. The ones that I like are the Lamisil topical cream and the ketoconazole topical cream. I usually start with that one, and I'll show you how to take care of that and what the trick is. Here's what the studies show on topical medication. They can be very effective if they don't have to penetrate. The more expensive ones like the Jublia, the Iodine, they do penetrate deeper, so they have some tricks that can help them penetrate deeper, but they can cost thousands of dollars. It's outrageous. And the thing is, for improving a slight amount of results, it really depends. How bad is your toenail fungus infection? I'm going to show you a trick that works really well. Studies do show that some of these better penetrating ones, Iodine, Jublia, Penlac, they do work better. The oral medications are generally more effective for severe infections. So if you have fungus everywhere, the oral medications do work, but they have more side effects, especially liver issues, especially side effect profile issues. I prefer to go with the topical medications. Now, the topical medications don't get down deep enough. There's a way to be able to do that. And that's kind of the trick with the topical antifungals too. I go over my home remedies that you can do at home and my home treatments. Check that out below. But the home treatments can work really well if you do these 3 tricks. Now, before I get into the 3 tricks, things that are very effective in our office, we do the laser as well. That can penetrate deep. It's a lot safer. Results are pretty good. And guess what? I find a way to work that in. You don't have to do the $1,000 price points, but the laser, I've seen some very good results. We offer that laser in our office. We offer all these topical treatments. I was always a laser skeptic. I'm like, who are these foot doctors and dermatologists charging thousands of dollars for these lasers? Do these things work? Well, you know what? I invested in a laser after trying one at my friend's offices, and these things actually work really well. They have the benefits of being painless. They can penetrate through the nail, and what they do is they actually use heat to get underneath the toenail and to warm up the fungus, and it kills the fungus without burning you or the skin. Yes, it's almost too good to be true. I thought it was a scam before, but it works extremely well. I've had some really good results. Now, the thing is, I have the benefit of owning my own practice, so I don't have to charge these outrageous practices. I don't have to charge these outrageous fees. So if you're in Michigan, I'd love to help you out with your toenail, but it still takes a little while for the nail to grow out, for that fungus to be dead. But here's the big secrets that are going to make your medications, your topical medications, very effective. Number 3, you got to fix your health and your diet. Fungus love poor blood flow. They love high blood sugar. They love diabetes, and they love pressure on the toes. They love thick, dry skin that's not exfoliated. So you got to fix your diet. You got to lose weight. You got to get rid of your diabetes. Fungus love diabetes and blood sugar. That's really what makes them proliferate. So it's really combining it all. Get your diabetes down, get your blood sugar down, and your fungus won't have any sugar to eat, and your blood flow will be better. If your blood flow's better, your immune system can get into that callus and kill it much easier. At the same time, if you're in good shoes, good orthotics, you won't develop that callus layer, the nail won't lift, and as a result, that harmless little cute fungus right there won't be able to get in there. And you know, I think the Mario movie, it's just a safe family movie. Why don't they make them safe anymore? I know a ton of people that would just love to bring their kids to safe movies, but unfortunately they don't want to make those anymore. If you take care of that, all your skin issues, your toenails will get better. You will heal faster. Now I have a video, my top 25 diabetic skin conditions. Check that out. I go over the pros and cons and what to do, and specifically what diabetes and high blood sugar diets affect. But doing that is a huge issue. Number 2, get pressure off your toes. If this is your toe and this is your toenail and it's flapping up and down and you're pressing into your toe, I'm talking barefoot people, people with slippers, people with bad tight shoes, that toenail, if it's ripping up, the blood vessels do not penetrate into the nail and your immune system cannot kill that fungus. So even if you take those pills, it will not reach into that bottom of the nail. Good orthotics, good shoes. I have guides on all of that. It will take so much pressure off your toenails that as the year goes by, your nails will grow, and almost instantly the right pair of shoes and orthotics can relieve pressure, ingrown toenail pain, and toe pain. Number 1, here's the really big trick, how to make topical medications work extremely well. 95% of people that come in and see me, they have thick skin, athlete's foot, thick toenails, and they have some health issues. If you can fix the health issues, the next part is you got to trim down those toenails. Basically, you trim them short, and most people don't realize, but their nail is not attached. There's basically callus and scar tissue under the nail because it's essentially been ripping off and detaching. That's essentially a dead nail. You have to smooth that. I use a nail file to file it down from the top to make that nail thin, and I shorten the nail as much as possible. And it should not bleed. It should not hurt. I know people don't believe me, but they're always kind of blown away and they say, is that it? You shorten it down, and that's when you can apply the creams. That's when you can do the lasers. That's when everything is effective. And now as the year goes by, that nail grows 1 millimeter per month. A full toenail, if it was detached, it can take a year to grow back. So the big secret with this nail is that you can see how slow it grows. It takes about 1 millimeter per month. So it takes almost a year of doing all this good stuff for that nail to grow. But don't worry, if visiting a podiatrist, you can get this taken care of way quicker. Like I'm talking, by the time you walk out, you look way better. But you do have to count on that nail matrix, which is the stem cells, to keep growing out that new nail. That's how slow it grows. But you're going to grow a healthy toenail. You're going to apply creams on it occasionally or regularly for better results. And as that nail keeps growing and regrowing, it's healthier and better and healthier and better. And that toenail fungus is cured 95+% of the time. In my experience, unless you have severe health issues like your blood flow's just unfixable or your diabetes and body weight is just uncorrectable, which it always is in a lot of cases. Unfortunately, people run out of time. They're older. They can be 90+ years old. At the very least, you're getting like 90% improvement, if not 100% improvement. It's hard to guarantee 100% improvement on anything. Check out my top 10 home remedies on toenail fungus that'll make a big difference for you. Check that out.